So next topic is characteristics of volcanic mountains. Okay, so volcanic mountains have comparatively gentle slope. So in volcanic mountains, the slope of both sides they are gentle in nature. So the slope is very less. And during an eruption, volcanoes release gas, ash, solid rocks, and lava. So when volcanic eruption is occurred, in that time not only lava come out. So there from there they are also release gases, ashes, solid rocks, these things also. And if the lava is acidic, the dome is high and slopes are steep. Example, Fujiyama of Japan. So sometime that the slopes will be steep in nature. Okay, like the example of Fujiyama of Japan. And if the lava is basic, the height of the dome is low and the slopes are gentle. Okay, and example like Mauna Loa of Hawaii Island. Okay, so in this type of volcanic mountain, there the dome is low and slopes are very gentle in nature because the lava's characteristic is basic, that means acidic. Okay, next is valleys. Formation of a reed valley. A reed valley is a lowland region that forms where Earth's tectonic plates move apart or rift. So reed valley is a lowland region. Okay, that forms where Earth's tectonic plate move apart or rift. And reed valley is a linear depression or trough created by the sinking of the intermediate crustal rocks between two or more parallel faults. And it is also known as graben. So it is also known as graben. Okay, and it is the down or lowland of the region. Okay, and characteristics of reed valley, like a portion of land that sinks from a valley. So in a valley, though which portion is actually sink down, this is called as a reed valley, and it is bordered by fault zones and separated by land masses, and it is separated from the land masses. The Rhine valley, the Rhine river flows through a reed valley between the Vosges and Black Forest in its upper course. So in the place of Rhine river, where actually the Rhine river flows through a reed valley, and in this beside of this reed valley there have the two upper courts or upper mountainous places, the Vosges and the Black Forest. And the Narmada river in India flows through a reed valley between Vindhya range in north and the Satpura range in India. So these kinds of reed valley we can see also in our country, and in the Narmada river also pass through by a reed valley. And beside this reed valley there have two ranges, that Vindhya ranges in north, and in the south there have Satpura range. Okay, so next is plateaus. So in geology, a plateau also called a high plain or tableland. So it is looks like a table, then that's what it is called as plateau, and is an area of highland usually consisting of relatively flat terrain that is raised significantly above the surrounding area. Okay, so suddenly it is raised from the surrounding area, and often with one or more sides with steep slope, and the slopes are very steep in nature. Okay, and example like the Deccan Plateau of India, the Tibetan Plateau, the East African Plateau in Kenya, these are the example of plateaus. And what are the characteristics of plateaus? That a plateau is a broad and more or less stretch of uplands that rises sharply above the neighboring lowland. So that from the lowlands this is sharply raised. Okay, and the surface of that plateau is not always smooth, it is rugged and rocky. So surface of the plateau is not actually smooth in nature. Okay, so it is actually rugged and rocky nature. And plateaus are generally more than 300 meters above the sea level, and the plateaus should be more than 300 meters. And plateaus are unsuitable for agriculture, but they are generally rich in mineral. So plateaus are not suitable for the agriculture activity because they have the rocks, very hard rocks are there, and but these plateaus are very useful because they have a storehouse of minerals. Okay, and there are large plateaus in Africa, Australia, Asia, North America and South America. So in this places there have a huge number of plateaus, and the Tibet plateau is called roof of the world. So Tibetan plateau, it is also called as roof of the world, as it is the highest plateau of the world, because it is the highest plateau of the world, and that's what the name is roof of the world. And other example are East African plateau in Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda, and these are rich in mineral deposits. A plateau is higher than a plain. Okay, so plateau is always higher than a plain, and being rich in minerals and metals, plateau are centers of the mining industry. So these are also center of mining industry, because from these kinds of plateaus we can receive, or we can extract lots of minerals. Okay, and type of plateaus. So the plateaus will be classified with four category, that intermountain plateau, dissected or dome plateau, Piedmont or border plateau, and the volcanic plateau. Okay, so what is intermountain plateau? That they are the highest and most extensive type of plateau. Okay, and they are situated between two or more mountain ranges. So these kinds of plateaus are situated in between two or more than two mountain ranges, and the most classic example is Tibetan plateau that lies between the Himalayas, Kunlun mountains. Next is dissected or dome plateau, that when running water or stream cut enough deep valley different parts of plateau, and it becomes a dissected plateau. When river action is happened, and by this sometime that dissected plateaus are occurred, and mesas in Spain is of this type of plateau. And Piedmont or border plateau, that they are surrounded by mountain ranges on one side and bounded by a plain or an ocean of the opposite side. So in these kinds of plateau, there the situation is that one side mountain range is there and another side there have the oceans. Okay, the Patagonian plateau in Argentina, the Appalachian plateau in the United States, and the Malwa plateau in India are some example of these kinds of Piedmont or border plateau. And next is volcanic plateau, that they are formed due to volcanic eruption through wide narrow crack through the cracks, and the lava slowly flows out and spread over the ground like a horizontal sheet. So with due to volcanic eruption, what happened, the volcanics magma, when they extract as a lava, they are actually cool down in a certain place, and they placed as a plateau like structure, and these kinds of plateaus are called as volcanic plateau. Okay, like the New Zealand, there have some these kinds of plateaus. And next is, what are the advantages of plateaus? So because of low rains and rocky surface, mineral of the plateaus are not fertile and are not fit for any kind of agricultural activity, and but they are useful for sheep and cattle rearing. We can use these kinds of plateaus for the sheep and cattle rearing. And however, the soil is fertile and rich farming is practiced and Deccan plateau. So some portion there, the plateaus are also fertile in nature, and in this kind of places we can use the cultivation little bit. And in the plateau region where minerals are found, the chief occupation is mining. So basically minerals are famous for their mining activity, and plateau of Peru and Bolivia in South America, and the Chotanagpur plateau, these are very popular for their mining activities. And many ancient plateaus are valuable for their minerals, and gold is found in plateau of Western Australia. So we can extract the gold from the Western Australia plateau, or iron and manganese in the Brazilian highlands, and copper, gold and diamond in the African plateau.